Hello students, good morning. I am back today again. Today is my second class of your civics chapter. Okay. In my last discussion about I have discussed about the federal setup of Indian Constitution and some introduction of your first chapter. Today I am discussing about the Constitution of Parliament. Okay. Lok Sabha, President, Rajya Sabha. So, students, the main constituent of parliaments are Lok Sabha, the House of the People, President, and Rajya Sabha, the Council of States. You know, Lok Sabha, the lower house, President, and Rajya Sabha, upper house. The President, you know, the head of our country, but he never or does not sit in the parliament. President does not sit in the parliament. So, why what is the main functions of the president in parliament? He addresses the both houses of the parliament. And second one, he sent messages to the parliament. He enjoys this type of exclusive power. First of all, he addresses the both houses of parliament, and second one, he sent messages to the parliament. And students, you know, the main functions of the parliament is to make laws. And before making laws, after passing by the both house of parliament, the president's assent is very necessary for making laws. So, the president enjoys three types of functions or three types of exclusive power. That means the president addresses the both houses of parliament for its first meeting, and the president sent messages to the parliament, and third one, without his assent, no bill become a laws after passing the parliament. After passing by the parliament. So, it's clear about president. Now, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Okay. Students, you know, the Lok Sabha is a house of the people, because it is also, there are so many names: lower house, popular house, and the house of the people. You know, the members of the Lok Sabha elected by the adult citizens of the country and directly. So, first of all, the compositions of the Lok Sabha. First of all, you have to understand Lok Sabha composition, then term, then qualification, and so on. So, first of all, the composition. What is the composition of the Lok Sabha? You know, students, the total members of the Lok Sabha is 550. 550. Okay. So out of this 550, 552. Out of this 552, 530 members come or represents the states. 530 members represents the states by direct election. Okay, and rest 20 members represents the union territories. And remaining 2 members, you know, students, the president of our country nominates 2 members from Anglo-Indian community. The president of our country nominates 2 members from Anglo-Indian community. So these 550 members, and this at present the number of the member is 545. But according to the parliament prescribed not less than the members of the Lok Sabha not less than 552. So this is the composition, and you know, the members of the Lok Sabha directly elect by the people or adult citizens of our country. This is called universal adult franchise. All the adult citizens of our country, universal, I think all of you know, universal adult franchise. Universal adult franchise, you know, all the adult citizens of our country have the right to elect the members of the Lok Sabha irrespective of everything, caste, creed, gender, education, everything, irrespective of everything. The adult citizens of our country have the right to elect the members of the Lok Sabha. So students, clear? Now term. The term of the Lok Sabha is 5 years. If it is not dissolved earlier. You know, Lok Sabha dissolved by the president earlier before is the expiry of its term. Okay. So if it is not dissolved earlier, then the term of the Lok Sabha is 5 years. Here one thing another, if or when a proclamation of emergency, then what is the term of the Lok Sabha? The 1 year, not more than 1 year, 1 year increased by making law of the parliament. 1 year, okay, when the proclamation of emergency in the country, then 1 year term extend or increase in the term of the Lok Sabha. So it is the term of the Lok Sabha. Now qualification. What the qualification that the members of the Lok Sabha need? So first one, you know, he must be a citizen of India. What are the qualification? Number 1, he must be a citizen of India. Number 2, he must be not less than 25 years of age. He must be not less than 25 years age. And third one, another qualification he must be possessed that prescribed by the parliament by making the laws. Other qualification that possess the parliament may prescribed for the election of the member of the Lok Sabha. So these are the 3 qualification that need for the elections of the member of Lok Sabha. So composition, term, qualification, I think all of you understood. Now, quorum. What is quorum? What is quorum? Students, quorum is a minimum number of member. Quorum is a minimum number of member that is required to allow the beginning of any meeting. Quorum is a minimum number of member that is required to allow the beginning of any meeting, that means the parliamentary meeting. So in Lok Sabha, the member of the number of the quorum is 55. That means 1/10. 1/10 of the total membership. 1/10 of the total members. So I think all of you understood about the quorum. So what I discussed you, first of all, the composition, the constituent of the parliament, the powers of the functions of the president and Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, the lower house Lok Sabha composition, election and term, qualification, and last of all quorum. Okay. Now come to the next point, speaker. Speaker. Who is a speaker? You know, students, the presiding officer of the Lok Sabha. The presiding officer of the Lok Sabha is called speaker. And the positions of a speaker is very honorable and dignified. He or she enjoyed a dignified or honorable position. There are so many reasons for that. Okay, the speaker is the presiding officer of the Lok Sabha. How he or she elects? The House elects speaker from among its members. The House elects its speaker from among its members by the majority of voting. Students, I am giving you one homework. At present, who is the Speaker of India and in which party he belongs? Your homework. Who is the present Speaker in India? Okay. So now the functions of the Speaker. Functions of the speaker. Speaker functions. Number 1, regulates debates. Regulates debates. And proceedings of the House. Regulates debates, and you know, in the House there is so many debates and discussions. Who regulates? Speaker regulates the debates and proceedings of the House. Number 2, disciplinary functions. Number 3, administrative functions. Number 4, control different committees. So regulates debates and proceedings of the House, disciplinary function, administrative functions, and controls different committees. Actually, Speaker, I told you, he enjoys very exclusive powers and functions in the House, floor of the House. Speaker, when any bill, very important functions of the Speaker is, if any confusion arises regarding the bill, that it is money bill or not, the decision of the Speaker is final. If any confusion arises regarding the bill, if it is money bill or not, then the Speaker's decision is final. So regarding financial matter, Speaker enjoys very important power regarding financial functions. Then another one, regarding the joint sitting. Who presides over the joint sitting of the both house? Students, you know, the Speaker presides over the joint sitting of the both houses. The first one, money bill fate. The fate of money bill or the bill is, if the bill is money bill or not, who decides? The Speaker decides. That means the Speaker's decision is final. Number 2, he presides over the joint sitting of the both houses. And third one, the Speaker generally does not give any vote, but if any proposal, if the for and against vote is equal, then for breaking the tie, the Speaker gives a casting vote. So generally he does not give any vote, but for breaking the tie, he or she gives his casting vote. And I told you just that Speaker enjoys a dignified position and honorable position in our country. Generally he belongs or he comes from the majority party, because the election depends on the wishes of the majority party in the House. So, Speaker completed the presiding officer of the House. So, Lok Sabha students, Lok Sabha, I think all of you understood the different terms of the or different topics of the Lok Sabha. Okay, now come to Rajya Sabha. Rajya Sabha. Students, Rajya Sabha, you know, the upper house of the parliament. And another name of Rajya Sabha is Council of States. Council of States. The upper house of Parliament is called Rajya Sabha, and the council, another name of Rajya Sabha is Council of States. So what is the composition of Rajya Sabha? the composition of Rajya Sabha, the total members of the Rajya Sabha is not more than 250, not more than prescribed by the parliament, not more than 250. And out of these 250 students, 238 represents the states. 238 represents the states. And you know how they elect? They elect not directly, indirectly. They are elected indirectly by the members of the State Legislative Assembly. State Legislative Assembly. Legislative Assembly. You know students, the name, another name of State Legislative Assembly, Vidhan Sabha. Vidhan Sabha. So the 238 members represents the states and State Legislative Assembly elect them. That means they elected indirectly. You know the success of federal state, it is very important to represent in the upper house different states. But here in Indian perspective, it is little bit less federal characteristics. Why? You know, America is the best example of federal state. And in America, you know, 50 states. And the upper house of America is called Senate. And there, every state equally sent members to the Senate. That means 2 members. All the states, 50 states, equal share there, equal representation. That 2 members sent to the Senate and the members of the Senate is 100. The members of the Senate 100. They are equal representation. Okay. So federal characteristics is strictly followed in American Constitution. But in India, the 38 states represents the upper Rajya Sabha. The 238 members represents the Rajya Sabha, but not equally shared this membership. The members, the state sent their member and it is depend on their population. So it's vary from one state to another state, because some state population large, some state small, so it is vary from state to state. And here some less characteristics or not strictly followed the features of the federal state. So the State Legislative Assembly elect the members of the Rajya Sabha, and this is why we say that the indirect elections of the members of Rajya Sabha. And 12 members, rest 12 members nominated by the head of the country. Students, who is the head of our country? President. President nominates the 12 members, and these 12 members comes from the different social enlightened persons, from the enlightened persons of the country, and in the field of science, culture, social science and art, literature, from different field. They come from the different field of the country, and the president nominates these 12 members of the Rajya Sabha. and their composition qualification just like Lok Sabha, he or she must be a citizen of India. Second one, he must be not less than 30 years of age, and other qualification that he must be possessed that prescribed by the parliament. So this is the qualifications of the members of Rajya Sabha. Now come to the next point, students. Term. Term of the Rajya Sabha. You know, Rajya Sabha is a permanent house. Lok Sabha is not permanent house because every after 5 years election is held, and before its expiry it can be dissolved by the president. A Rajya Sabha is a permanent house. Why? Because 1/3 every after second year 1/3 of its member retire, but its term is 6 years. So today up to this, students, thank you, and you just read in your book everything.